Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as a been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall, dressed up in the Detective Goodman at the time of crime, after a crime was committed. He opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that the white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, what is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the videos keep your unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Okay, so let's see. Let's try to find out what it is. I've got an idea what it is, but let's see if I'm right or wrong here. Also, I just realized how lucky was Marshall that this was already unlocked. Because if that wasn't planned, okay, let's have a look. Oh, there we go, I was right. There's blood on it. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you're wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat? That shouldn't even be funny. You couldn't just walk out like that. You hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Ooh. That's it. Now, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Looks like you underestimated y'all. Hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent as you were today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we now? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Ooh, here we go. Confession time. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID card, dressed like him, and planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out, and I managed to escape. I knew with Jay's I wouldn't be caught in the camera. There was an aim at it in the evidence room at 5:15. Ooh, that's interesting. There's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's a donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. So he cut his own hand. Okay, so let's see what we can find out here. When you say it, you mean? Do I even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to be going to complete the end of the transfer that day. Now that had anything to do with it. That incident's not over. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When that case is closed, only the case lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look on myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... By the way, I really love the music that's in the background at the moment. You can't say his attorney is crap music, that's one thing. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If it didn't make you look like Goodman was carrying out kind of evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera? Or detective's ID card? Still in one the instant. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost time report. I returned his ID card. I left it in the floor of a prosecutor's office's parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't disguise your fingerprints. No, under normal circumstances, you wouldn't be able to open the lock yourself. But he could because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the door with the locker before Officer Marshall. Okay, so let's ask about Officer Meekins. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him out? Let's say I was a little surprised. I only planned to be in the evidence room for longer than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to show his ID. I'll have to think a little before it's raised this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry I had to turn that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. She knocked off Officer Meekins and I just love the way that nobody realised it was the same knife that he's using it to. Actually, I want to have a look at this quickly to see if it's actually noticeable it's the same knife. Because that'll be interesting if it is. And absolutely hilarious at the same time. It's just amazing that he was able to... Also, something else I don't get is how he is able to plan like everything with like that blue badger and all. So let me have a look. It's actually noticeable it's the exact same knife. I just really do love the way it was the exact same knife as well. You can kind of say it's the same knife. Actually, no, it's amazing that it's like, what happened to your knife? Oh, right, this knife? So let's ask him about the security camera. So you did the research beforehand. Those who get into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I don't think it would make a difference though. The security tape erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, the bloodied in your coat and your struggle with Officer Meekins. You bloodied your coat, that's what I'm trying to say! Jesus. Some in the security room was... If someone was in the security room when I came out, the Jake would have been up. Opened my locker and stashed it all in there. What was Officer Meekins during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. What you're saying is on that day, there wasn't even a murder. Ooh. It's pretty interesting actually. But the blood found in the scene clearly indicates a crime took place. What, are you blind? The victim shown on tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Miss Redford, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Ooh. Detective Goodman's locker is already empty? Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Farewell, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This has serious consequences. It just can't be forgiven if a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case, this one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. Selectness is unusual, Mademoiselle. Let's hear more. Okay, so let's ask about this. But that case was solved over 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was restored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. The involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned about that incident? Maybe I should present him what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling it would wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in our case. Take another look at the files. Obviously, I think everyone knows by now that they're all, you know, they're all familiar. Rewind. But the SL9 incident is related to this incident. Thank you, that was so hard to do, wasn't it? So let's have a look for you here. Perpetrator, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Jason Knight, Rachel Mosh, and Neil Marshall. I think we'll find out what the reason is now. Dotted thing. Head Prosecutor Miles Edger, witnesses Lana Skye, Secretary Investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye, Investigator Bruce Goodman, Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Everyone's involved in this. And that was the wrong one, wasn't it? Yeah. That was the first statement, wasn't it? Yep. I'm an idiot. Okay, so here we go. That's what I want to do. I think this is the last thing we're presenting anyway. It seems like the end. It is really, you know, final, isn't it? Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I know why you care about the SL9 incident so much. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. It's in the list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, sorry, wait a second. I have to make sure I didn't freeze anything. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm sure I've heard the name. You've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. The case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? What's my relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gant and the Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under him. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. It was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arranged, and incarcerated. The case was finally over. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing for certain. We know what happened at the police department on the day of a crime. Suppose the last day of the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with his resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and then fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on in the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered in the police department on the day of a crime, that means the murder of a police prosecutor's office parking lot was a real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.